Last time on Just Roll With It. Our lovely bunch decided that it was about time to use their new magical items. And what Br'aad didn't realize is that his magic stick is actually a fire stick. And I ain't talking about no Amazon.
And to your sudden shock, a large fireball erupts from the tip of the water.
They travel to Shaygrove, a quaint little town a bit to the northeast. And they decide that it's about time they have a bit of fun.
Would drunk taxi have sexual relations with a male?
Yeah, no, I think if he was drunk, he probably would.
After that, we're just gonna have to roll with it. So where we begin, you guys are still in the tavern. Hera has gone back to the morning routine of getting everything cleaned up and ready for people who come in for maybe breakfast for their works of the day. You guys are currently on one of the actual weekdays of the week, so there are people out about working. So you guys are still in the tavern, but you're going to exit where you wanting to go.
Oh boy! Wait, do we want to?
Is everyone still? If everyone's still looking at the pamphlet,
Yeah.
Are they?
Yes, we have not even gotten your guys' intake on that yet. You guys have just looked down at the pamphlet. It's in Mountain's hands that Hera gave you, and then she went back to her duty.
And everyone's looking.
I mean,
what do it say?
The front of the pamphlet just says. 1 second, let me pull it up. I have a little thingy here.
Oh, hey, they're holding a play in this town.
Hey, Mountain, that dwarf looks an awful lot like you.
Say, I guess he really does.
Funny how things like that work.
Hold on, I'm trying to read it. It's gonna take me a second.
You can read?
You can't read?
Fuck off.
What? Wait, me or Mountain?
What?
I'm still waiting for the words to show up. Give me a second.
On the front, it just has the title, which just says "The Bastard Son." Under that, it has the playwright's name, which is Oyun Tarek, and it just has that inkwell drawing that I described earlier of a elderly dwarf who resembles Mountain a bit in the facial shape that you can see under the beard. He is chained out. He's shirtless, wearing nothing but a small the drape for the pee-pee. What is that called in fantasy anymore?
Yes,
the pee-pee drape.
Oh yes, the
Loincloth?
pee-pee drape.
The loincloth. Thank you, my friend.
Loincloth.
Loincloth. The pee-pee drape.
pee-pee
He's
drape.
he's wearing nothing but a loincloth that is attached by a hempen rope. He is on his knees, covered in lashes and scars, with his hands chained down to the floor. It's almost like a humiliated sort of stance, like something that you would publicly shame somebody with.
Is there another side of the pamphlet?
It's not a pamphlet, as I said before. It is an actual small scripture. It's an excerpt from the play. It is essentially what you would audition with.
Mountain, that looks like you. Why don't you give the part a shot here?
That was what it's saying.
I'm not really sure if I want to be chained up and lashed. Are they saying they want to chain me up and lash me?
No,
I don't know if that
I
seems...
think it's just a play.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like.
I mean, they'd be pretending to chain you up and lash you.
How is that any better?
Would you like to read it? I mean, I can if you want.
Yeah, taxi, read it. I can't.
Is it just a pamphlet? Does it say anything else besides that?
I just said what it was.
Yeah, it's not a pamphlet.
I
Said what it was. God damn it.
I grab the pamphlet and start reading. All right, it says here that DM, take it away.
So it's several pages. It is, as I said before, it's not a fucking pamphlet. It is an excerpt from the play, as I had literally just said. It is an excerpt from the play that people use to audition. You would safely assume it's just a small portion for this specific character. Briefly, the scene goes into detail about a king who is being called out by the queen publicly for an affair with a gnomish servant. Near the end of it, it ends with a decree from the queen saying that the king is to be imprisoned, and that the servant and her hellish-born child are going to be cast away and never allowed in the kingdom ever again.
O king, I know thou hast sleepeth with a gnome demon. You will be banished for your sins against this. Sorry, this is a big word.
Wow, this playwright really sucks.
It actually, I think, really the basis of this text here, play, is quite tragic. There's a king who was unfaithful to his wife, and, well, they casted away the son, I guess. It was an affair. And that
so
might...
they hand this to me because I'm a dwarf?
Well, maybe.
I mean...
Do you have any idea why you would get this?
I don't know.
I mean, it's because you look like the guy in the pamphlet, clearly.
I wonder if the guy...
Is that not a little fucked, though?
Listen,
I think that's how acting works, though.
Oh, yeah, maybe they want you in their play.
Be kind of weird if we had, like, Hilltree play the king. Actually.
I was just about to say, bro.
I think we should definitely have Hilltree play the king.
Why would we have Hilltree play the king?
Why wouldn't we have Hilltree play the king?
He is rich.
He is rich, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got that going for him, for sure.
Hilltree, do you want to play the king?
Velrissa could play the queen.
Well, I can't read.
See, that's an issue, too.
Well, if I
don't think you have to read. I think you just gotta lay there and get, like, lashed or something.
No, there are lines.
Yeah, there are lines for the king here.
Do you want to get lashed? No.
No.
That sounds like it hurts.
Well, I mean, Hilltree, I could read...
No, it's not that bad, Hilltree, trust me.
I could read you the
sure?
lines, and then you would just have to memorize them.
That's
You might have whores.
that's a lot of work.
But whores, Hilltree.
I'm not really horny right now.
The man's not horny. You can't force him to do it.
Alright, Hilltree, you disappoint me. Let's
That's the first time
go.
I heard that.
Let's go into town.
He didn't mean
Let's
it.
see if we can get some supplies. I need some more food.
I think Br'aad and I are gonna head to that wizard, the person in front of the town.
I'm
told
very
us about.
interested in checking out that wizard.
I'm going
Not
to go
checking
there
out
as
checking
well.
out the place where the wizard is.
So you're just gonna leave me alone? Fine.
You know, I've heard a couple of things.
I'll get supplies by myself.
You're free to come with us, Mountain. We can go 2 places.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Or 3.
Okay.
Hey, Hera,
Or 5. It's not a big town. I mean,
Aye. What
is there anything
it?
interesting to do in this town?
That's a little rude.
I mean, is there anything of interest that we should check out?
Well, first of all, I've already mentioned, if you head over to the theater, it's a very large gathering for the town. Lots of people like to go there, not even doing plays, just it's a good social gathering area. Right beside that as well is the main street where you head towards town square. There's plenty of shops there. Maybe a few bakeries you want to pick up something sweet, something nice.
All right, I'm sold.
Other than that, I would say you could also go check out maybe the Woodcutter Society.
The what?
They're quite prevalent here as well. They're just a group of woodcutters that they venture out a lot, and mostly they collect very, very select kinds of woods. You know, very commons, like you have your oaks, you know. But then they also get some sort of fancy shite people like to use to build things that are a little bit more show offy, I suppose.
Well, what do you mean, dude?
Just trees that are a bit rarer, hard to come by. The woods of those.
You're right, Taxi. Why go to the fucking wizard when we can go here to the Woodcutter Society?
Just a thought. It's a pretty small town. There's not a lot to do here. I mean, I'm sure if you walk around, you'll find something here or there you might enjoy. But
I think wizard might be interesting,
Right.
but he better not do some weird shit though.
He
He's a wizard,
probably
Mountain.
will. He's a wizard.
do what you must. It's you're free to explore. Have a good time. Always come back if you're hungry, thirsty, whatever. Need guidance, need help. I'm here.
Hey, do you have any more of that fire burpee shit?
Not for free.
I'm gonna.
We'll talk later.
I'm gonna head out.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out with him
I'll go
towards
with
the wizard.
I stopped
Oh.
Br'aad before I put a hand in front of Br'aad as he's walking.
Br'aad does not turn around, for he feels fear.
Br'aad, do you want your wand
Yes?
back?
Is this a
Answer the question.
Is this a trick? Yes. Should I not? I don't. But if it were to end up in my hands, I wouldn't complain.
Well, if you were to...
I have
Hey.
done so much self-reflection. I
Well,
woke
listen,
up
listen.
a different
If
man.
you were
I
to, if
went
you were
to
to
sleep
pay
a
for a
boy.
haircut for me, I will let you have it back. Also under another condition.
Is that's the condition?
No, there's another condition.
Okay, what's the other condition?
You shall not use the wand for stupid manners.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, no, that sounds good to me.
I turn to Hera.
Gimme.
Where do you suppose I can get a haircut?
If you come back around here, I'd say around tick tock, 5 hours from now. One of the local barbers likes to stop in around lunchtime, and he gives some of the workers haircuts or trim ups. He could probably see if he can squeeze you in sometime.
Oh.
It's a lot simpler to just have them come here while they're eating than try to set it up over at his place.
Okay, that would be great. Do you know if it costs any money?
It's not a lot.
Probably.
It's a very very cheap, very fair charge. You'd have probably have to talk to him about that. I don't quite know his fees, especially for whatever you want to do with your. And she kind of looks at the burnt singes on it and goes, "It's probably gonna be a new style."
Yeah. All right, thank you for your help.
It's a choice.
I remember the hair I have and get angry at Br'aad again.
Oh no.
What building might the wizard be at? I don't know how to get there.
Oh, I mentioned it to y'all. I'm not quite sure even who they are. Never met him, but it's on the northwest section of the town. There's a cobblestone tower she resides in.
You not knowing who somebody is.
I've never met him. They don't like to leave the place too much. They have at least never been around here before. Not the social type, I presume.
Oh, that's
I just know
Like
that
'em
they
already.
exist.
Anyways, we should get
Yep,
going.
that's enough for me to go.
All right, so you guys begin to head out.
Do I have the wand? Wait, did I get the wand back or no?
Not until after.
Not until
I
after the
understand.
haircut.
Not until after the haircut. Classic. Okay.
So you guys begin heading out. As you exit out of the entryway of the tavern, you actually bump into somebody that seems a little bit more familiar. A few of you recognize him from last night. A tallish, black-scaled dragonborn in heavily cladded armor with a greatsword over the back. You kind of bump into him, Taxi, as you're walking out, and he doesn't seem to be budge from the impact, and you kind of back up for a sec to look at him. You guys are actually about on par in height.
I bump into him, I go, sorry, and then I look at him and go, huh?
The face doesn't seem very emotional. He doesn't seem to at least pay you any mind, or at least even seem like... He doesn't seem angry at the fact you bumped into him.
Sorry.
He doesn't really seem to be bothered in the slightest. His face is very... it's almost like an accidental menacing. Like, he's not trying to be angry. It's almost like a resting face of his.
This dragon has a resting bitch face.
Essentially, yes. He just... He speaks almost out of the side of his mouth, and he just says... Have you lot ever heard of a blue orc?
What?
Nope.
Yes.
What? Silman?
Maybe.
I nudged Silman with my elbow really hard.
What? What is it?
This is strange. Why do you ask?
What do you know about him?
He's dead.
Yes.
Got him.
Taxi freezes up.
His name was Sark, and he killed me once.
he immediately just kind of like on his heel like leans off to the right so he can look over Taxi and just stare at you.
That sure was wacky.
That was a pretty weird time in my life.
I guess you could say we just saw him.
I blew a hole through his chest, but no worries, he came
He's
back.
dead again.
You face this foe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's dead. That's what we said.
Why are you guys telling him so
Lies.
easily?
He's at least 50 feet underwater now. Listen, I trust this man. Look at his face.
Okay.
I don't.
It's a trustworthy face if I've ever seen one. He sat alone in the corner of the bar last night. That's how you know you can trust him.
Taxi's not
He's
blinking.
right there. He can
That's
hear
exactly how you know you can't trust somebody.
What are you talking about, Taxi? I've lived in the wharf my entire life.
This
Those
isn't
are
the
most
wharf,
trustworthy
Sylvan.
people. You're full of shit.
Oh, by the way, welcome to
you. All
Outside
right,
the
what
Wall.
do you want? Bitch face dragon man.
Hey, but wait, come down.
We're so dysfunctional. Whoa, Mount.
Can we take that back?
No.
Jesus Christ.
I would like to catch the words in midair and shove them back in his fucking mouth.
Are you picking a fight, short stack?
Oh no, Taxi starts to walk really fast away.
No, he isn't, but if he
You
was, we
did
fought a
not
horse
just
once.
call
Why
me
do you ask?
Listen. Put my hand on the mountain. Listen. Why do you want to know about the blue?
Hera?
No, Taxi, fuck off.
Hera, please, Hera.
What is Hera gonna do in this situation?
She's gotta be magic or something.
I don't think she is. I think she's just weird.
I pat Taxi on the back. It's gonna
I think we're all escalating this. We're all escalating this.
Guys.
I lean on Mountain.
social
I lean on
interaction.
Mountain.
Okay,
lean on
guys. Okay. We got off on the wrong foot. I'm sorry.
What, Blue
What
Orc?
the fuck do you want?
Whoa, wait a minute, Taxi.
Holy shit, he just apologized.
Did he apologize? Holy shit.
I was looking for information.
Why?
I've heard stories. I want him dead.
Well,
Permanently.
Well, mission accomplished.
I believe he
I
is
mean,
dead. If you see him
have you
again,
been-
please don't tell him we're here.
No, tell him exactly where I am. I'm gonna.
From the stories I've heard,
I didn't get to rip his head
you
off.
don't exactly just kill that devil spawn.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Which is weird because we did twice.
Well,
Yeah.
we killed him twice, and this time he's like flooded in water underground, at least like a mile down or something. Do we use metric or do we use a period?
you said
in
like
this world?
50 feet earlier. I don't think 50 feet converts to a fucking mile.
Listen, he's a mile underground, 50 feet underwater, whatever.
And you think that'll
Well, I
stop
tried to
him?
rip his head off. Didn't really work, but
You really
whatever.
think that's gonna stop him?
honestly, no.
Honestly,
maybe-
yes.
Well,
From the stories I've heard, you guys are just making him have some child's play.
I mean, he's kind of a bitch. Let's be honest.
I mean,
He killed one of you, didn't he?
Yeah, but it was
yeah,
just.
but
Sylvan.
that was just me. I turn around and look at Mountain, kind of offended.
Kind of.
What? Come on, you're the guy who threw the ball bearings and got me all dead, knocked out and stuff. I mean, you know,
Listen,
we
that
love
was-
you, but like,
that was not
come on.
my fault. Learn how to stand on ball bearings.
Yes, it was my fault. I should be able to stand on ball bearings.
Yes. Speaking of pats his legs, where are my ball bearings? Just looks
Oh, I don't know. Like, you must have
Motherfucker.
lost them when you died.
God,
Mount, make a deception check.
Okay,
do I do insight or no?
natural 20.
Motherfucker.
You can try to make
Those
an
ball
insight
bearings are
check.
gone.
I got a fucking 19.
No, fuck you, poor. You have
Start
no idea.
mounting up and down. Alright.
All right.
They're not too expensive anyway, I can buy more.
well, listen, we fought him. He did go down, and unless he can swim or breathe underwater, he might have drowned. We don't really know for sure. But he was dead whenever the water came in, and I don't think you can come back from that easily. Not without help.
I don't like that laugh.
He was dead when
No, me
Br'aad
neither.
blasted a hole in his chest too.
This is
but he
Br'aad,
came
by
back
the
from
way.
that. Yeah, no,
Hello.
I pointed towards Br'aad as I said that.
My name
like,
is-
with my hand.
My name is Taxi.
You can call me Malthus.
Malthus.
Mouth fist.
Mouth fist.
Mouth fist.
I said my name. Now I'm gonna do to you later if you don't quit fucking talking.
Oh my god, you're making it very hard to be nice.
Please, Mountain.
Look, we have a really angry dwarf.
Look, you know what? I'm done with you. If you see a blue orc, let me know. I will cut his head off. Other than that, do not speak to me. Goodbye. I walk away.
Sorry, he's very angry. Anyways.
He's also weak. That's another.
I stop walking away. I stop walking away, and I
Keep walking, Mountain, for the love of all that's good.
Good day, sir. And then I run. No, just kidding.
I turn Mountain around.
Okay.
I keep walking him. You're
okay.
good. You're good. You're good. You're so strong. Yeah.
Listen,
Look at those.
listen.
Feel those.
Oh my god, I'm gonna
Malphus.
stab him in the fucking throat.
Malphus, we're gonna go now. If you're in the tavern tonight, maybe we'll talk later. I don't know, but this is, goodbye. I walk away very fast.
I'll probably never see you again. Good day. And then
Jeez,
I walk
catching
away as
cold.
well.
He just goes, weirdos.
I'm giving Mountain a shoulder rub, like a pump up.
Also,
Don't worry, Tiger.
Mountain, as you look back, fuming with anger, you see him just staring at you. He puts one of his hands onto the hilt of his greatsword, and he spits onto the ground. And where he spits, there begins to be a small plume of smoke begins to come up as the ground actually starts to deteriorate from the spit.
All right, I'm not a fan of dragons.
Mountain, do that too.
so
Spit
about
on the
to get
ground.
fucked
Spit
up.
on the ground. Check this out. Spit on the ground. All right, I cast prestidigitation to make a bigger hole. And
That's not how precipitation works. You can't make holes with it.
Smoke. I
More
think you can
smoke.
make smoke.
You can. You
More
can
smoke,
make
lots of
smoke. You
smoke.
can make smoke, but you can't make a hole.
It's a ton of smoke.
It's fucking vape clouds coming out of the fucking ground.
I hold my arms out and just start walking backwards. Like what? What up?
What?
As I said, it's really early morning. People are just heading to their occupations or wherever they're going for the day. So there is a bit of foot travel happening around the small town. It's a very, very tiny town, even compared to what you're used to in the wharf. It's much smaller, much simpler. It's not necessarily poverty. It's just simple. As you head through, passing by occasional townsfolk, you notice that the majority of the town is human. But occasionally you see a lot of Dragonborn. There are a decent amount of Dragonborn around as well. You head up to the northwest section of the town. Doesn't take long to get there, being the size of the town. And it's very easy to discern which building was described to be the wizard's, as it's the only thing that even resembles a tower in this town. It seems almost like it was just oddly placed in this town. It just does not make any sense that it should be here. Everything else, the buildings are made out of a lot of woodwork, simple construction. And there's just this large cobblestone tower. It's not even perfectly symmetrical. It almost like bends and weaves a little bit when it goes up. Very shoddily made. Looks like it does not even belong anywhere close to this town. It looks like something you'd see in like an ancient ruined castle.
Sick. I'm gonna knock on the door unless there isn't one.
So you approach. There is it's a simple wooden rounded at the top door with a singular dark iron knocker on it. You take your hand, hit it a few times, and there's silence for a bit. And
I knock again.
Damn it, Mountain.
you wait for a bit, and then the door opens. It kind of it slowly creaks open, and on the inside you just see a very dark, still as well cobblestone, just hallway that seems to stretch off into the distance. And you don't see anybody that opened the door. You kind of look around for a bit, looking, see if you can figure out. And then you see this tiny little green ball floating in the air. It's about 8 inches in size. This tiny little thing just floating there. You kind of squint to get a better look at it, and it's a tiny beholder.
What is that thing?
Aw.
All right.
Most of your characters
Taxi goes to close the door.
only characters that are very intelligent, or at least have some sort of intelligence, probably. So not, I don't think Sonnen would know. Br'aad probably would. So Br'aad would know, and I think the majority of the party, except for I'd say Mountain and Sonnen both don't know what a beholder is, but the rest of you have an idea. There are many stories, many famed, infamous beholders, and just stories that go throughout the land of these tyrannical creatures.
So we should be okay. I closed the door.
Well, it's
As I
about
just
it's
said
about it's
that.
about 8 inches. It's this tiny little 8-inch size beholder is floating there. It has 4 little eye stalks. It just goes. Abs, spouse.
Nice
Both.
to meet you.
What did it say?
What is that?
It's the wizard. Obviously.
No.
This is
That's
the
the-
wizard.
He is mad. He can take whatever form he pleases.
Wizard.
That's right.
We came
He
to see the
knows.
wizard.
Listen,
My name is Br'aad. I hold my hand out. It's probably just some sort of illusion.
Illusion.
Yes.
Yes.
I pat him.
It nips at you, it tries to bite at you, but its mouth is very small, so it doesn't really do much of anything.
Oh, he's kind of cute.
Look at him. He's a little cute. You want to get in on this?
He's a little cute.
How fast?
Yes, he is.
I go to poke him.
Oh,
Is he
he-
slimy?
It's scaly. It feels almost like you're petting, kind of like a bearded dragon on the side of it, and it goes to try to nip at you again.
This is funny.
listen, I didn't really come here to play with.
I didn't
Whatever
come here
that
to
is.
play with.
Are you mocking me?
Are you mocking me?
I hate this.
I like this
Oh,
guy.
he's great. I love him.
Let's keep him.
No, Mountain, this
No,
is not
let's
ours. We
not-
can't just
No,
keep
I
him.
agree. Let's keep him.
When these things get really big, I hear they're scary, but I've never seen one.
Hey,
I
wizard,
wanna
do you consent to being kept by us?
You come to me.
Yeah, he does.
Yes.
He does.
Okay, wait.
It turns
check
around
this out,
and
check this out.
it begins to float down the hallway.
Yes,
All right.
Where you
Yes, I
going?
do. Yes, I do consent to be kidnapped.
I push Br'aad into the room and follow behind him.
All right, I'm also following him.
I come in as well.
Me too. Yeah, I'm going.
All right. As you guys begin to come in, you hear a voice echo from somewhere down the hallway. You just hear a, "Who is it?"
Oh,
It's us.
It's
That's not very informative.
my
Hello?
name is Br'aad. This is Taxi, Velrissa,
Hello.
Silman, Mountain.
I cannot see you.
We're a group of adventurers here for reasons.
I think a group of adventurers here for it.
I really hate this thing.
Your dog let us in.
we'd like to know if you sell anything or if you can help us out with some magic things. We hear you're a great wizard
maybe
in
if
this
you've got
small
a
town.
brass brazier lying around.
Or
you
a
hear,
dog.
You hear him speaking, but softer. He goes, "What do you think of them, Nim?"
Oh, what did he say?
All right, come in.
I don't speak.
Okay.
Whatever the
Thank-
fuck.
He
that
seems
thing is.
nice.
Thank you. What
You're
is
welcome.
what is your name and what is this?
What are you talking about?
So
what
you
is
guys,
this wonderful
He seems-
creature's name?
you guys,
yeah, we don't see him yet.
You guys are stepping in now. It's a bit of a longer hallway into this small area. As you walk in, it's just it's a circular room, and all the sort of like the where corners would be of a circle, kind of like where they just like it bends on the elbow. There are just these bookshelves that actually they shape with the actual circular room, and they're just adorned with mass amounts of books. On the right side of the room as you enter, there is a small fire pit and a cauldron that is actually placed out of it currently, and you see him sitting next to it on a small stool, kind of stirring it with a wooden ladle as you come in. The man, he's wearing a brown overcoat, very simple, common clothes. Doesn't seem to be anything crazy about it. No robes, no cloaks or anything. Just a brown coat with some simple cotton pants. His hair is a ginger in color that's drawn back and pulled back. It's kind of grimy. Looks like he hasn't bathed or been cleaned in quite some time. The hair it's pulled back purely on just the fact that it's so greasy that it just falls that way on its own from the weight. His beard is straggly, kind of falling off the left and the right more than the center in length, and he just kind of gives you a side glance as you enter. He seems human. What are you here for?
Nice to meet you. What is your name, wizard?
You can call me Atticus.
Hello, I'm Taxi, and this is Br'aad.
Taxi, Br'aad.
Nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you and your companions here.
It's a pleasure to meet you and your companions here.
What is
that
the
thing's
name of
deal?
this wonderful, wonderful pup you've got here?
He goes, Nem, can you go upstairs and start brewing some tea?
Okay, you go upstairs and start brewing.
He starts flying up a staircase to the back of the singular room. That's I call him Nem. A bit of an interesting type of creature.
That's a good name.
I don't get it.
For
It took a second to click for me.
I think he's great. But do you sell anything here? That's sort of why I wanted to check this place out.
He goes, I wouldn't say sell. I'm a proprietor of the arcane arts. However, I don't have a lot in my own stock. It's hard to find components in an area like this.
Except a brass brazier, of course, which you have.
I do have one, yes.
A single tear falls down my cheek.
What do you need it for?
My ritual.
He kind of gives you a side glance and goes, I can tell just by your,
His tattoos, huh?
yeah, I wasn't gonna say that, but your smarts. You aren't necessarily a
Smart?
book
Ah,
learned,
yes.
a book learned artist, are you?
You're right. Wait.
He does have a book, but no, not
I
smart.
do have a
not smart.
book.
Where do you get your magic from?
Ooh.
Well, you draw it from your mind, and I draw it from my heart.
Make a deception check.
My friends are my power. I
What is
got
this,
19.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
I got a
Hashtag
I got a
pint and a
20.
half.
I got a 27.
He goes, well, haven't heard that fairy tale before, but, I guess anything's possible in this type of life. He goes, come, and there's a few more bar stools sitting around. He goes, have a seat. It's not much, but I don't have I don't really have a gathering area.
No,
Sure.
it's nice.
I would like to take the seat right next to him.
Okay. He smells not very well.
I'll stand.
That's fine. I probably didn't smell very good until yesterday anyway. Or this morning, I guess.
Oh no, you guys smell like shit. So he goes back to stirring the cauldron, and he goes, so what do you need the brazier for?
Well, I'm looking to I've got this book here, again, from my heart. It came out. It was really weird. Just a sort of a familiar finding ritual. Like, not familiar, I haven't done it, but, like, it will
You're looking for a companion.
Yeah.
Yes, how do you think I got Nim up there?
Like, he was a stray and you took him in.
If you find something like that stray on the streets, you're in the wrong streets.
Wait, so that tiny beholder's...
He's not a beholder.
He's not?
I mean,
What is he?
you could say he's possibly a kin of them, something. From what I've read, he's nothing more than a figment of a beholder's imagination. Beholders are powerful creatures. They can do things they don't mean to do simply by thinking. Sometimes in their dreams,
I do that a lot too.
in their dreams, in their thoughts, they might accidentally create another creature. It's not really a beholder, but more just an accidental creation from one.
So is he just magic, or...?
You could say he is, I suppose. He's a bit of an asshole,
I can tell.
but he helps out.
He seemed nice to me. I don't...
Did not seem nice to me.
He can't really help it. It's just the way they are. He can't
understand
speak.
perfectly.
He doesn't speak, and he doesn't necessarily know words very well. He can understand the commands I give him, as we are, bound by the arcane arts, but he more or less just repeats things he hears. He's not the smartest.
Didn't Hilltree used to do that?
No,
What?
Or no?
not at all.
Are you saying I'm an asshole?
No,
Yes.
Hilltree, I just was thinking about... You didn't used to
That's a
say
lot
a whole
coming
lot.
from you, Mountain.
Oh, this is also Hilltree.
I'm an asshole too, but at least I'm self-aware.
We are not bound to him by the arcane arts. He's just here.
just
exists.
He's a
Yeah.
family member.
And he doesn't leave. Ever.
No, he should never leave. Mountain. He's part of our group.
So are you, but you should probably...
What?
What?
Okay, so moments pass, and then the small flying creature begins to come back down the staircase. It's 4 little eye stalks, all glowing a sort of like a little purplish hue, as they're carrying little platters of tea. Little platters that have teacups on them.
See, that's nice.
I honestly love him.
I honestly love him.
Aw.
Listen, it's only because Ericus told him to. He's not being nice
He
on his
loves
own will.
me too.
He's not
Sylvan.
being nice on his own.
I hate him.
I hate him.
I glare.
And then it passes you a tea.
I take the tea begrudgingly.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
It just passes to each person and hands you a tea.
I appreciate it.
No, thanks.
I give him a small bow for the tea.
I give him a little
It
pat.
drools a little bit, and it drips onto your lab.
Yeah, dude.
I start drinking out of my flask.
I fucking love this guy. I sip my tea eloquently. So if I do this summoning ritual, could I also potentially... Sorry, I was taught to just while I was thinking take sips in between thoughts. Could I also potentially summon one of those?
One of them? If you really wanted, honestly, that's not what I was trying to go for. I wanted a bloody owl. But I guess it works.
I mean, I
Owls are
thought
cool.
about an owl too at some point, but I'm into this. He's nice.
Would you, by chance, be able to help Br'aad not do something dumb?
He kind of looks. He looks at Br'aad for a very, very hard second. He goes, "That's out of my realm of control."
Oh no.
No, you're right. You're right. So, what do you suggest instead? Just like a cat?
Whatever you want. I mean, you're the spellcaster.
We already got one of those.
We do. But you don't mind if I use the brass brazier?
If you wish to use it, as long as you clean up afterwards if you end up making a mess.
I'll go with him.
This is pretty exciting.
If maybe you could help me with something, just to return the favor, that would be highly appreciated.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. I don't see a lot of other magic besides all of the ones we have here, but I don't see others besides that.
This
So,
area is
yeah.
not very common. Most of us who even have a slight intake on the arcane arts are religious types. They get it from worship. This area is not very known for dabbling. I guess I'm just a different breed.
By the way, you wouldn't happen to have like herbs?
As I said before, my stock is quite selective. It's hard to come by good components in this area. I have to travel for 'em.
Oh.
I haven't traveled in quite some time either.
Br'aad. Taxi's got some herbs. Taxi.
He does? What do you mean? Did you just like pick some up on the way or?
Say, what do you need in return for us helping you? And for
Taxi?
you helping us?
I have a friend who went missing quite some time ago. There's I'm not exactly from around here. I used to live in a town. It's a little ways to the east from here. It was called Gaywick. I grew up there, and I lost my family. There was an outbreak of some sort. It came from below. Still to this day, I've been struggling studying these bloody spells, this bloody knowledge. None of us know what happened, but out of nowhere, these gases began to rise. People started turning some sort of undead beings, eating each other, killing their own brothers and kids. I managed to escape, but it was only me. I have yet to find anybody else that survived the incident. I myself still don't feel well enough to ever revisit that place. But if somebody was able to maybe uncover some information as to why or how, I suppose that would be greatly appreciated.
How long ago did this happen?
That would have been 17 years ago.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
And you said it was to the east, right?
To the east, yes. There's still some road signs. They're a bit decrepit, but some of them still point to Gaywick, but most people choose not to talk about it. No one came to help. No one wanted to, in fear of it spreading. People say just to never go there. It's not a safe area anymore.
I wonder if that's the place that Gardner told me about, Velrissa.
I've heard a lot about Viecta and the undead problems they're having, so
Yeah,
it could be a lead to that.
That was the biggest outbreak we've had yet, and most people just refuse to talk about it. They don't look for ways to fix it. They just tell their children, bedtime horror stories about what happened.
Right. I was going to ask you if there was anywhere that a grave cleric like myself would be useful, but I think you just answered that for me.
There's going to be a lot of restless souls over there. Children taken in the night. People pleading for mercy. No one there died peacefully.
Well, geez. Do you think I could use this brass brazier and then we can unpack all that?
Go for it. It's downstairs.
I start to walk downstairs and then turn around and realize that I actually do not have the components to do this. Say, Mountain, you mentioned some herbs?
Oh yeah, Taxi's got herbs.
Around that area.
Oh my god, Taxi's just avoiding the question.
Taxi.
Wait, around what area? What are you talking about? You have herbs around what area?
Is that issue in Gaywick causing, damage to the forest?
Why are you dodging the herb question and instead
Taxi has weed, okay?
instigating
He
the
has
conversation
pipe
about
weed.
this man's dead family?
Br'aad, we can get to your brass brazier in a second.
What are you?
Sorry, what was the question?
I was wondering if that issue you talked about in your hometown is what's causing the forest and nature around Viecta to be in danger.
I'm honestly not sure. It could be linked, but it's hard to tell. As I said, it was seemingly out of nowhere overnight. This noxious gas.
Did you experience these gases and fumes for yourself?
Yes. I was very fortunate to get out and not be affected. These noxious fumes just rose from the ground seemingly overnight. The entire town was covered. It was like this dense green fog. It was hard to see in front of your face. And when you couldn't see, you just see other people shambling for each other, biting for the flesh.
How exactly did you make it out of there?
I was young. I think I was 5. I just remember waking up and seeing my father on the floor, my mother on top of him, the flesh being ripped from the bone, him screaming for me to run. I covered my mouth and I just ran as fast as I could.
I'm so sorry about that. I'd love to uncover information and give you some closure, some reassurance.
Any information would be very helpful.
The friend that went missing, what does he look like and what's his name?
I don't know the lad's name, but there's a settlement that was rather close to Gaywick. It's called Sila. There were some stories I overheard of a lad claiming he survived the encounters at Gaywick. And I was just wanting to get more information from him, but he seemingly disappeared overnight after bragging about it one night in the tavern.
Alright. I think we could help with that. Br'aad,
That's me.
let's I'll help you downstairs.
Oh. Thank you.
I'll
All
walk
right.
with Br'aad downstairs.
We'll
to
be
the
back in
brass bridge.
1 hour.
1 hour, okay.
I stay with Sonnen.
You all stay there around. He just kind of sits there. He stirs the cauldron occasionally and just kind of watches it. As you guys head down, the room, the staircase, it spirals up and down as you follow it down to the bottom floor, the basement area of the tower. There is a small sectioned off room where there's just a brass brazier sitting in the center of the room, and there is just nothing else. It's just this blank cobblestone, just stoned off room with this in the center and a fire pit below it.
All right, Br'aad. Explain this ritual to me. You need some kind of herb, but
Br'aad's,
sure it's not a
Br'aad's
specific
face,
kind of
Br'aad's
herb?
face gets very serious. I need to lay down some ground rules, okay? No matter what you hear, do not look at the brazier. No matter who you hear,
No matter who
do
you
not
hear.
look at the brazier. Do not
Taxi
look
starts to look
at the-
visibly nervous. And
at the brazier. No matter who calls out to you or what you may feel, do not respond, or it is already too late.
He's already too late.
The herbs, please.
Br'aad, I don't know if I can help you with this anymore. I think I'm gonna go back
Taxi.
upstairs now.
If it's only me, they will take me.
What are you doing, Br'aad?
They will take me, Taxi. I need you to
Br'aad,
be
I don't want to be here anymore.
I need the herbs, Taxi.
I made a horrible mistake when I decided to help you.
No, you didn't.
On that ship,
No,
on that ship, I
no,
made a horrible mistake.
No, you didn't
I
make a
should've-
mistake.
I should have
It led
left.
you
I should
right
have dove
here.
into the
It led
water.
you right to this moment. You can do this. I grab a hold of him. You can do this, Taxi.
At this point, the small creature that followed you down and was mimicking you flies in between you guys, and its mouth opens, and the voice of Atticus comes out of it, and he just goes, "Can you stop dilly-dallying down there and just get it over with?"
Of course, I was just explaining
I was just
the
explaining.
rules. Okay, fuck. Could I have the herbs, please?
Taxi reaches into his pouch and just pulls out the herbs that he has, and then turns around.
Now, what are these herbs, Taxi? It's very important to know for the ritual.
I bought them underground.
You-
It was elven pipe weed.
No.
Is there a mistake?
No, it's totally fine. It's just...
Br'aad, if you don't die here, I'm going to fucking hit you.
I'm gonna fucking hit you.
Just please get it over with.
Yeah.
All right, face that wall. Remember, no matter what you hear,
Br'aad,
Taxi. I start working in silence.
For the rest of you upstairs, while this is happening, you just see Atticus starts to look forward, kind of like almost like over your shoulder, mountain towards the wall, and his eyes just glaze over. While this is happening,
Okay.
Hey, you good?
he goes, "If you're snapping at me, I cannot see you."
Wait, are you blind?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were blind.
No. I'm currently looking and watching your feeble-minded friends downstairs dicking around.
Oh yeah, they do that a lot. Anyway, so I have a question for you.
What would that be? His eyes are still glazed over, and he's just staring forward as he's speaking to
I'm
you.
just like looking intently at his eyes.
You're
like,
probably gonna need to look at me for this, actually.
The glaze goes away, and he blinks, and he looks over at you.
I kind of
I'm very close to his face right now, looking at him.
Jesus, what? Oh my!
listen. I uncover my left arm, well, with all the purpley shit happening. Do you know what this is?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's
no.
possession.
Oh. Is there any way to
Oh,
get rid of it?
Oh.
Are you an exorcist by any chance?
There's a few simple ways. One of the easiest ways people who aren't the smartest go for is to accept it. However, if you really want to get rid of it and you don't want to coexist with any sort of other beings that control your body, I would say you would probably have to visit some religious type. Some people have some very strong spells or strong abilities, I should say, that combat any sort of demonic or chaotic energies.
Alright.
But that looks pretty nasty.
Yeah, no, it's not.
The other option, you could cut it off.
I
say we cut it off.
I refuse.
Possession
I start pulling out my
possession starts in a certain part of the body and it spreads, sort of like a disease. If you cut it off from wherever it's ended now, you would be fine.
How far up my arm
Alright,
is
so this is not gonna hurt that much.
It's about halfway up the bicep.
it? Oh, damn, that's pretty far at this point.
You could have a robot arm.
Set your arm out, right here.
Mountain. No,
I'm holding my sword.
I'd like to explore my other options first.
Are you sure?
I mean,
Don't be a pussy. Come on, just put your arm out.
Don't be a pussy.
He might bleed out, so maybe
I
not.
bled out once already.
Can you patch him up if I cut his arm off?
Don't cut my arm off, Mountain.
Dylan, not now.
This is not consent.
Wizard guy, can you patch his arm up if I cut it
I
off?
stand up and like hide behind something, like get behind some kind of cover, like whoa.
Dylan, get back here.
He just looks back up towards the wall and his eyes glaze over again.
Is there any kind of religious type in this town that might be able to help with that?
Not many around here. His eyes are still glazed as well.
I just picture Mountain menacingly walking towards him.
Not many here, at least. Not ones that would be strong enough. If you head towards some of the main cities of Viecta, there's a lot of cathedrals and a lot of very strong archetypes of people, bishops, clerics. I'm sure they could help you. Or kill you, one of the two. Depends on what they're feeling.
That's unsettling. Okay.
Well, I mean, to them, they might see you either as a soul to be helped, or a soul that's already lost. Depends on who you are, I suppose.
Good. Okay. Great. Kind of just look off to the side. That's it.
So,
Get that arm.
Br'aad, you finish preparing. You spend an hour.
Okay, wait, can I flavor it a little?
Go for it, my friend.
All right. While I'm casting the ritual, I do want to cast like minor illusion to make sounds like the damned are screaming, and just like the worst noises I could possibly think of, like just like dragons, and then like help me taxi, please look at me, like awful shit.
You're a fucking hellspawn.
You're awful.
Yeah, dude, it's fine.
This is awful.
Sure, you do that. Taxi, what do you do in response to this?
During that part, so the beginning part of the screams, Taxi's just sitting there shivering and trying his best not to look behind him. And then as soon as he hears Taxi help me, he starts to cry a little bit because he knows he can't turn around. But then the last scream, like right before Br'aad is almost finished, Taxi goes, "Ah!" and then turns around and starts darting towards Br'aad. I can't let you be taken, Br'aad.
I take a hold of Taxi. It's okay. It's finished.
So, as the smell of the fucking weed goes through the room,
Yeah.
you know, I think you guys took the herbs part way too seriously, and you're literally just fucking. All right. As it emits through the room, the smell of charcoal burning as well. The incense.
Do we get secondhand high?
That's not how weed works. But
If you inhale the, like if it's burnt, I don't know if it's burning. I don't know if he's.
I mean, no, it's burning. It's he's created a large
Yeah.
fire in this brazier. It's just this large sort of like, I mean, not large, but it's a fire pit essentially, a small little.
I'm literally I'm hotboxing this brazier
yes,
rim.
essentially. There's a large amount of smoke. I wouldn't say you guys are extremely high from it, but yeah, you guys are gonna get a little whoopsie. I would.
High enough to pretend it's a satanic ritual.
Yeah, essentially. Br'aad was already high when he entered this fucking room. The fire sparks for a second. It flares up, making the smoke even more dense around the brazier. You begin to lose vision as the room becomes very cloudy, very hazy.
Br'aad.
Oh
And
no.
then the fire extinguishes. The smoke begins to dissipate, and you begin to see a small figure above the brass brazier.
What do you think it is? I'm gonna be honest, I didn't actually have anything in mind the entire time I was casting this spell. That was probably an oops.
What demon did you summon?
What demon did you summon?
No.
Yes!
As the smoke clears, Br'aad, would you like to describe what your familiar looks like?
Hell yeah, I would, dude. He is like Nem, he is a gazer, is what they're called. And he is a black one with sort of like pink spirals coming down, like wrapping around the top of his body. He's got 4 stalks. They're each facing a different direction, like hands on a clock. And they each have pupils that would be like that certain way. So like the vertical pupils are vertical, or like the vertical stalks have vertical pupils and the horizontal stalks have horizontal pupils. And his big old eye, his pupil is shaped like the hands of a clock. He's he's the cutest thing you've ever seen.
The duality of man. Gross. Gorgeous.
Taxi falls to the ground on his ass, just starts panting.
Taxi, what is this? Did you look?
I'm going back upstairs.
I'm going back upstairs.
God damn it, no.
No, you have to stay here with me.
To stay here with me.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I love him, Taxi.
I
He's
love
my
him,
son.
Taxi.
I reach over and I give him a little pet.
He nuzzles
So
into your
you're-
hand.
Aw. So you're my familiar, huh?
You're my familiar.
No, that's not how. No, that's not how this works at all. You're my. No, but it is because I just casted the spell.
Cast the spell.
What do you don't know
Well, you don't know.
anything?
You don't know anything.
Taxi's gone. He's no longer in that room.
So what do you
What do you?
what do do?
What do you do?
Well,
Well,
my name is.
my
Oh
name
my
is.
God, my name is Br'aad.
My name is Br'aad.
No, it's not. What is
No,
your
it's not.
name?
What's your name?
What's your name?
What's your name?
You first. You tell me
you first,
yours.
You tell me yours.
I'm dumb.
Dumb.
You thought you could outsmart me,
thought you could outsmart me,
but I am the.
I'm
Let me say it. I am the master, and I
am
have
the master.
outsmarted you.
This is gonna get old so fucking quick.
I think you look beautiful today.
I think you look beautiful today.
Thank you. I think this is the start of a wonderful relationship right here. I'm actually not saying anything. I'm just looking at him.
It's just looking back at you.
Br'aad cries. Br'aad realizes he may have made a mistake, but it hasn't fully dawned on him yet.
No. He's crying tears of joy.
Oh, he's also crying. Okay, one eye is those tears. The other eye is tears of happiness. He loves
Your
this
familiar
creature.
starts crying tears of joy too.
Are you okay? Grizz Taxi's the DM. I love him. I don't say that, but I feel it. And I reach out, I pet him a little more. I do actually want to know. I like spin him around in the air.
Okay.
I also just try to see for future reference if I can like fit him just like in my pocket.
I mean, like a little bit. Like I would say not in your pocket. No, he's 8 inches tall and 8 inches wide. That would be a very big pocket.
I'm gonna see through his eyes and I'm gonna send him upstairs to go prank someone.
Okay. He goes. It starts going up the stairs as you see through its eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It goes up the stairs
Wait,
to the
is
room.
Nem upstairs?
Nem is upstairs. Yes.
Do I see whatever fucking Br'aad's thing is called? What
Yes.
I do a double take. I look over at the stairs. I look back at Nem. I look again. I'm like, no.
No.
Oh God.
Yes.
Wait, do they start copying each other and get caught in an endless cycle? Okay, I come up back to join everyone. Hello everyone, the ritual is complete. This is my familiar, and his name is. Please introduce yourself.
Introduce yourself.
Oh, alright, he doesn't have one yet. But he is wonderful, and if anyone would like to pet this magnificent creature, I understand the urge. Please step up. Form
I
a
step
queue.
right up,
Hell yes.
and I'm poking it.
Don't poke it too
funny.
hard. I don't know how
don't poke it
fragile
too
it
hard.
is. That's right.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, who you calling buddy?
Who you calling, buddy?
I don't like your tone.
I don't like your tone.
I snap him out of existence.
Imagine you're fighting with yourself.
Why
You're
hit
fighting
yourself?
with
Why hit
yourself.
Oh yeah, there's still another one.
No, there's a fun fact about these creatures as well. They cannot speak. They don't speak any language. They just mimic. They literally just. It says literally under their thing. It cannot speak any languages, but can approximate mimicking words and sentences in a high-pitched, mocking manner.
I hate it.
That's all it does.
I hate
That's
it.
literally all it does.
I love it. I also snapped it out of existence because I was worried Mountain was gonna stab it and instantly kill it.
Yeah, that's fair. I was gonna. All right.
I
so
snap
now
it-
you
I
got your
snap
little
it-
thing.
I snap it back in and I just shove it in my bag.
Where can I get a dog around here?
What?
A dog.
Dog.
I want a dog.
You wanted?
Can you even afford a dog, Mountain?
How much is a dog?
How much is a dog? Yeah.
A lifetime of, I don't know, actually.
Someone you're dumb. I want a dog.
Fuck you, Mountain.
Yeah, well, can a dog do this? And I throw a...
This is like a bunch of children in
This
a
is
fucking
fucking
carnival.
awful.
Dude, I know, it's so bad, but hey, it's almost done. It's almost done. I throw a tinderbox in the air, and I want to have my little guy use his little eye beam on it.
So, it's one of its eyes lurches forward towards it, and it glows with the same purplish energy that Nim's did, and the tinderbox becomes suspended where it's currently at, and just floats there in midair.
Ooh, but could a dog do that? Maybe if it was really weird, but the point is that it can't, and this can. And he's great.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Still want a dog though.
And
Still
then
want a dog,
he-
though.
I snap him out of existence, and I get to the tinderbox.
It's just about like, he's running. He's like fucking so pissed about it. It's great.
Mountain, you need to promise me no matter what this thing says that will be the same as the thing that you say, that you don't stab it.
See, it was funny at first when he was mocking Taxi, but now he's mocking me, and I don't like it.
Yeah, he was mocking me too. Listen, I've got mixed feelings. I love him though.
All right, so this will now be time for the wonderful, amazing mid-roll, and let's also just really quick give a shout out to our boy Andrew, also known colloquially around the Discord as Chef Lamb Sauce.
Oh, nice.
Oh, my boy.
Colloquially, for
Chef
Malphus.
Zach sauce.
Malphus, the wonderful dragonborn that you guys ran into.
That we almost fought.
Oh, you made that guy? Oh, Chef, I'm gonna kill him. I'm sorry.
Hey there, welcome to the mid-roll. If you like what you're listening to, don't forget to rate us or like us on whatever platform you're currently listening to us on, as it only takes a second out of your day to make ours that much better. With that being said, don't forget to use our hashtag as well on Twitter, JRWI, for any questions, comments, concerns, or even fan art you want to send to us, because all that shit's really fucking dope. And hey, if you're not in our Discord yet, I mean, what are you doing? I mean, come on. Come over here and chill with the cool kids. Am I still hip? Am I still young? Please fucking acknowledge me. I don't want to feel like I'm slowly dying and my existence is meaningless and I'm getting old and I'm not caught up with the times. Please, dear God, join my fucking Discord server and help me. Sorry. Thank you guys so much for the support, and let's get right back into it.
Tax, you're just sitting on whatever chair he pulled out, glazed over, staring into the ground.
Blazed as fuck.
Oh no, dude.
Damn, dude. Got
Shit.
secondhand high from that
I
summoning
said
ritual.
glazed.
You are blazed as fuck. I don't want to hear
I
it,
am
dude. You guys just hotbox the chamber with fucking weed.
You said a little woozy. You can't retcon and say that we're super high now.
Anyway, thank you for letting me use your brass brazier. I will be sure to check. We will be sure to check out Gaelic soon.
Gaywick.
Gaelic.
Gaelic. Oh,
Well,
no.
to each their own. Thank you again. We will find out what happened. Yes.
Happen?
I wasn't
Hopefully.
too sure what I was talking about.
Taxi stands up. Thank you again, Atticus.
Yeah.
We'll be leaving now.
All right. So you exit out of the tower, and where do you go from here?
I say we head back to the tavern.
Fellas, I'd
Why?
rather check out the play. What are we gonna do in a tavern besides drink, Mountain? You have
Why,
an infinite
Mountain?
flask.
Sildon, you literally just answered your own question.
Yeah, you kind of did. Also, Velrissa wanted to get a haircut, and I could use a trim up.
It hasn't
I
been
don't-
5 hours.
It's not lunchtime, yeah.
Okay, well, it felt like 5 hours. You guys took a long time, and they're getting stoned.
It's been an hour and like 10 minutes.
We have a
Well,
lot
you
of
said you
time to
had some
blow.
stuff you wanted to do. If we want to go around the town and look for things or sell things, maybe we have that option here.
Okay, but that fucking dragon bitch boy killed my mood.
Why do you want to go
Alright,
back to
I'm
the tavern? That's where he is.
Because he's there.
I snap in.
You're not killing somebody in this town, Mountain.
I snap
I
in.
want to
You're
kill
not
him.
killing somebody in this town, Mountain.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Mountain, you can pet him.
didn't
You
say
can
that
pet
in
him. He can be your
character.
little.
Wait a
He can
minute,
be
I
your
mean-
little stress ball.
Catherine.
Catherine.
Just want to kill him.
You want to kill him?
Yes.
Mountain, you can't just kill everyone that makes you mad.
Look, I tried saying sorry, and he was still not nice.
I think you
Well,
did.
I mean-
He has
I
to
think
die.
you did a
Listen.
great job at that.
I think your
Thank you.
apology was respectable, but if you do something bad, it'll get us all in danger.
And we're not in danger now.
We aren't. No, actually, this is the most
No.
peaceful time we've had in like ages.
Mountain, instead of violence, just drink like you usually do.
Velrissa.
You know what, Velrissa? That might have been the one thing I agree with that you've said.
What?
How many times has Mountain said that to Velrissa?
Enough times.
So, what's the plan?
I mean, we could go check out this play
Well,
thing.
I think.
I don't know when that goes down.
I mean, that's not for another 3 days, but
Why don't
we
we
can go to the playhouse and see what's going on there. I mean, worth checking out at least, right?
Yeah, do you want
Let's
to
see,
you
why
want to
not?
stock up first, hit up that place and then get some snips, get some hair
Well-
snipped?
Harris
Sure.
said bakery, alright, and I'd like to check that out. There's also shops and we have stuff to sell. At least Sonnen and I do.
Are we selling that stuff? I thought we could use it for like crafting supplies.
Sonnen, I'm very broke.
Listen, man,
So-
I am too, but
Taxi's poor.
we can get through this without selling.
Well-
Listen,
I am looking for something. I'd like to buy a weapon, but I don't have the money for it, and I don't know if they sell those here.
Hey, what about
well,
what if we just
at the
all
very
split
least-
up and then meet up at the circus in an hour?
in
Sounds good to me.
an hour.
Well, we could... At lunchtime, we could come back to the tavern for Velrissa to get her haircut.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
I don't think we need the whole party there to watch me get a haircut.
Sure, we
No.
need to
No,
provide
I kinda-
advice.
I
We need
kinda
to
want a
help. We need
haircut
to help.
too.
You can't see it.
Velrissa, you can't go there alone.
It's it's just a tavern. I'm sure I'll be fine.
Do you know
What?
the last
No,
experience we
no,
had with the
no.
barber?
Do you...
He cut
You know
cut
what?
mine a little
Right,
short,
right,
if you know
right.
what I mean, and by that I mean he
Right,
threw
just-
a dagger into my chest.
Right, just come watch me get a haircut then if it makes you guys reassured.
I do not need to watch you get a haircut.
Very thank you, Sonnen. None of you do.
I could use a haircut myself. That's
Right, then I'll stick with you then, Mountain.
I could use a haircut.
I could you or a
what hair
cat
do you
person.
Hey,
You would
Taxi, you know
just-
what?
You would just
Why don't
be
we just
gross
shave you down
and wrinkly
completely?
and disgusting, and no one wants that.
All right, guys, let's shave Taxi.
It was a joke, Mountain. If you come near me, I swear to God.
Someone grab his arms.
What?
Grab his arms. We're gonna shave
Come
him.
near me, I swear. You're not touching any part of my body with a razor.
I walk up near Taxi and just
I will
like,
punch him if he gets near me.
poke him.
Okay, so Taxi punches Mountain.
Does he?
Okay.
Well, I mean, you just said that you walked up and poked him.
I said, do not get near me.
And he said if he gets near me, I'm punching him. So theoretically, that means Taxi just tried to clock you in the face.
Tried to.
But I mean, and now he has to roll to hit.
The tension in the party is high.
Except only between
16
Mountain and
to hit.
everyone else.
Yeah, essentially.
No. 17 to hit.
Oh yeah, it hits.
9 points. Full
Holy
damage.
fucking shit, dude.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look at Taxi and then walk away.
Oh,
Don't worry,
stings.
I'll get him back.
Br'aad wants to go around and like do a little shopping, restock and stuff. If anyone
Okay.
else wants to do that.
I'll go with Br'aad.
All right, Taxi and Br'aad are going shopping. Silnan and Hilltree are going to the play, the theater,
I'm also.
and so's
going.
Mountain.
Yeah,
And what's
I'm
Velrissa
going-
doing?
I was following Mountain.
Okay, so you guys are in the theater, and then Br'aad and Taxi are just gonna go shopping.
Yep.
So, for brevity's sake, what are you shopping for?
I'm looking for a place to sell the lobster stuff that I have.
I'm looking for
So
someone to
it's-
con into buying this shard of expensivite for a large sum of money.
So I have a whole lot of lobster meat. I don't know if I can sell that. And then I have alcoholic blood of the lobster, dude, but I don't know if I wanted to sell that yet. I don't know if anyone would buy those things.
It's not a fucking lobster.
That's what I
Right.
put in my thing, so I remember what it was, what it looked like.
Fucking lobster, Jesus. Okay.
It's a lobster to me. If I could sell those things, I was gonna look for a staff, and I was also gonna sell my scimitar if anybody would.
What
Take
kind
it.
of staff?
I don't think it's such a small town, so I doubt that they sell like magic weapons here. But I was gonna look for a quarterstaff. Yeah.
Dude, just
Okay.
be a fucking goober with me and look for magic weapons in this small town.
I mean, if they have magic like staffs, because I'm looking for a quarterstaff that I can fight with instead of my scimitar.
Okay, both of you roll intelligence checks for me.
I got a 15.
15?
Oh, I got a 19.
19? Okay. So both of you realize where to go to sell your things, obviously. Taxi to sell types of meats. You're going to go look for a butcher. And then Br'aad for the minerals that you're going to sell. You're going to look for a blacksmith or a jeweler. Br'aad, you do find a small corner store, kind of down near the town square. That seems to, it seems to be a place that sells fine jewelries.
Yeah.
As you walk in, there is just a human man, tan skin with black hair and a black sort of very finely kept goatee. As you walk in, he's standing over a counter that is just this glass-paned counter full of necklaces, rings, piercings, lots of very nicely ordained jewelry. As you come in, he goes, "Ah, another friendly face.
And
What
then he
may I
rips
help
a
you
fat
with?"
one. It's a jeweler.
Stop.
Well, could I have a quote on this peculiar shard of expensivite that I discovered in a nearby, possibly far away cave system?
He goes, "Expensivite?"
I discovered it, and it seemed expensive, so I named it that. I am a man of practicality.
A man of few words, but I appreciate it. Go ahead and hand it to me, please.
I hand it to him.
He pulls out a small sort of magnifying like scope that he puts towards his eye and kind of just starts just peeking at the shard. He goes, "Oh, it's very pretty. I can say that. Chromatic. Very. Ooh. I'm not quite sure what kind of mineral this is, but I highly doubt you're the first to discover it. If you are, then congratulations. But
Thank you.
It is pretty. and I could definitely use this for some things. I will take this off your hands for, what you say, 250 gold?
Well, sir, you drive a hard bargain, but I suppose I have to accept.
He goes, yes, wonderful. And he sets it down, and then he puts down a piece of paper, and he goes, just need you to sign your legal name right here on the bottom.
Br'aad wouldn't read it. He signs.
That's perfect. And then he hands you a coin pouch.
I check inside.
There is 250 gold pieces.
Holy fucking shit, dude. I was gonna, like, gamble with him, but Br'aad has never seen this much money in his life. He hides it, because he expects someone to try and steal it.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Is there anything interesting in this store? I didn't mean that in a bad way. Is there anything, like, magical in this store?
Do you mean magical as in, pretty? Or by something that has a more archaic reason?
No, like magic.
Oh, quite literally. Okay.
Yeah, not like magically pretty. Just like actually, like, shoots fire.
I do have one thing, actually. He pulls out a small silver ring that has a single aqua-colored gem on the center of it. He goes, this ring right here makes you a very adequate swimmer. But this is all I have.
Interesting. How much is it?
As for the fact that it's magical, and it's very hard to come by something like this, of course. It's not something you'd buy in any old trinket or bauble store. I'd give it to you for 800 gold.
All right, I leave.
Good day.
Magic shit is very expensive.
I was just like, 4 or 5 gold. Don't worry, pocket change.
That was just a swimming ring.
I know. I had no desire to have it at all. I was just gonna take it if it was like inexpensive.
So, taxi, you find a butcher. As you open the door, you're immediately hit by the smell of pork. The smell of raw pork. As there is some freshly hung pig next to the entranceway. As you walk in, you're standing in a not very
Bless your souls.
not very well cleaned or well kept area. There's a lot of there's a few dried bloodstains here and there on counters. The displays are just most of it just being raw meat that is tied together to be easier to measure in pounds. But there doesn't seem to be anybody around as you walk into the front.
Hello? Hello?
Give me a second. A few moments pass and a man walks forward, slightly overweight, but chubby on the chubby side, wearing a white apron covered in dried bloodstains that have been browned at this point. The hair on the head is few and far between, as in there's not a lot. He seems to be balding, probably about middle-aged, and one of his eyes seems to slightly bulge out a bit more than the other, out of the actual socket. And as he looks at you with a very confused look, he goes, "And what might you want?"
I was wondering if you if you buy, meats and stuff.
Well, it depends on what kind. Is it another person?
I have. Is it a person's meat?
That's what I asked, yeah.
No. This is just a creature that I collected. It's okay. Look, and I pull it out of my bag or something, my pouch,
Yes.
and I show him the blood and the meat that I got.
Well, it wasn't very well kept, was it? It's already starting to rot. It smells disgusting. Ugh. The blood I don't want. I don't need that. I got plenty of that lying around.
Are you sure this is extremely alcoholic blood?
So's mine. What's the point?
I don't know. I just didn't know that all blood was alcoholic. I'm not really a professional or anything.
Listen, let me see it. And he takes one of the vials of the blood. He pops it open. He takes a whiff. He goes, You have a better chance selling this to possibly somebody who actually brews alcohols. As for the meat, I suppose I take it off your hands. They cut a lot of it off, though, on the ends there, because it's disgusting. I'll give you...
How many pounds of it do you have exactly?
7 pounds.
7 pounds. So I thought 7 pounds.
I'll give you 25 gold for it.
All right. By chance, could you point me in the direction of a blacksmith or a weapon salesman in this town if there is one?
There's what's the bloke's name? It's a dragonborn.
He points out out of the entranceway to the left. He goes,
He's down the street there past town square. His name's Henfrick or some dumb shite like that. He sells weapons.
All right. Well, I appreciate your business, and then I take the gold and just kind of awkwardly walk backwards out of the place. He said human meat? What?
So do you head towards the blacksmith?
Yeah, I'm gonna go that way towards that dude.
We will first head towards Silnan, Mountain, Hilltree, and Velrissa, who at this point would have been making it to the theater. As you guys follow the directions given by the wonderful Hera, you do come across a very large building. The front entrance is extremely over the top. It's circular with 2 balconies above the actual entrance with these large columns that come down. The columns themselves are wrapped with a very fine, vibrant vinery. As you approach, there is a large wooden sign, very neatly decorated with a large print of 2 very well-detailed hammers just crossing that says "The Crossing Hammers" below it. The entranceway is a large archway, and the front room is shown out by a red carpet, and then it divides on each side into 4 different rooms, going far depths into the actual building. But in this center room seems to be sort of like a foyer. There's some places to sit down, a few desks here and there, and right now the people around is you see a few halflings currently over their arms are draped like cloth. Those looks like some sort of costumes, or like maybe costumes in progress, and they're speaking to a dragonborn. This dragonborn, the first thing you notice about him, the scales being blue with sort of almost like a whitish, palish hue across them. The garments he's wearing are very fine. Actually a very bright white in color with very small blue accents that go around the trimming of it. On top of that, there are gemstones occasionally ordained across the actual shirt, the overshirt of this fellow's garments. The very baggy sleeves and pants come down to a tight cuff, very much looking like a very theatrical or Renaissance type of clothing. His scales, the way they fin out on the sides of his head, where the actual fin parts are covered with these golden piercings, and his neck as well is just covered in a lot of golden, very shiny jewelry. He seems to be what you would very safely assume is the man that Hera mentioned to you before. He seems to be just talking to a few of the halflings, so like giving them directions and talking to them back and forth.
Quite the place we have here, that's for sure.
It smells like wine in here as you enter, like a very fine wine. Like just the scent of grapes is wafting through the hallways. And the hallways themselves are lined, the actual middle parts of the actual walling is like is wood. It has this very neat decoration of the way it actually moves, the way the planks bend with each other. And then the top and bottom are lined with marble.
Well, I want to approach Tharda, I guess.
I'll go ahead and walk with him and approach as well.
Okay. So as you approach, he's speaking to these 3 halflings. They seem like nodding their heads, almost in aspiration, their eyes wide as they're listening to what he's saying. He's like, no, you don't understand. It's... The garments have to be precise for this play. It's very much about the visuals, okay? And then he looks over and goes, oh, there's some friendly faces I haven't seen before.
Yeah, hello. Are you the owner of this establishment?
He goes, huh. He gives you a bow. He kind of like, as he bows, he sort of like whips his wrists and his forearms around in a very, very regal manner as he spins them with his body as he bends forward, and he goes, my name is Thardo. You may refer to me as Stagekeeper if you wish. And I welcome you to our establishment. Now, how can I help you today? And he kind of waves his arms out. He's very expressionalism. There's a lot of expressionalism in his arms and the way he moves his entire body. He's very much almost acting permanently like he's on stage. His hands move very exaggerated with the way he's speaking.
Well, I was just wondering about the show in 3 days, actually.
Which
that all
one?
about?
We have many going on.
Just the entire thing, really. I guess I don't really know. Specifically though, we got a pamphlet earlier from somebody about a show called, what was it called again? Mountain? Do you remember?
I don't fucking know.
Velrissa?
It was the bastard son.
The bastard son.
Oh!
Bastard.
Oh, one of my personal favorites, in fact. That's a very interesting play. Tragic in story, but the way it lifts itself back up at the end, masterful. What do you want to know about it?
That's a good question. I don't know. I was just curious, because, well, see, we got a message with it saying that our friend here, and I point to Mountain, a little, like, curious, looks a lot like the lead, actually.
Oh, yes. Oh, I see it in your face. And he gets very close, a bit in personal space. But he still,
you can back up.
He still has a very friendly demeanor as he does, but he leans in to get about to your height, and he kind of he's looking almost like he's eyeing your facial features. He goes, gaunt, muscular. Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's enough. That's enough of that. That's enough of what you're doing.
You would be fine to play the young king, in fact, for the bastard son. You have the same demeanor he did, that mighty triumph in your face, but that discerned look.
Mm-hmm.
I can see the meaning in your eyes.
Right. What's this play about exactly? How does this go? Where is it from?
He puts his forearm over his forehead in a very overly drastic manner. He goes, it's quite tragic. The king falls in love with his servant because his wife was too much of a bore. He falls madly in love and they have a child. Now you see, that child, of course, was born in heresy. Evil, in fact, and both the servant, the king, and even that unborn child were cast away, far from the kingdom. Not only that, but in the reign of terror from this queen, she cast away the rest of their children, in fear that other ones of them may not have been pure blood as well. And this threw away the entire lineage for this kingdom. Now, eventually the king did return. Him and his wife, I guess, made it up in one way or another. But the way the play ends is not exactly realistic, you see. Of course, here on the stage, we have to make it more climactic, more epic to entertain the common folk. You have to have that ending that grips onto them and makes them want more. So in the end, the king, once he returns, he bands together a mighty army of men who trudge across the lands in search for their lost children.
And in the real story?
We don't know. This was written many, many years ago. Last I heard, the king is still alive, and so is his wife. Whether or not they're actually looking for the kids, I'm not sure, but they are definitely near the end of their line.
About how many years ago was this story written?
Oh, I'd say probably about 70 maybe? It's quite an old one, but quite a classic.
And you're saying it's based off of a true story, then?
Oh, purely true, yes. Let me tell you, that king could not keep it in the pants.
Surely, yes.
Yes, and the same thing with the children. The queen sent away all their children at very young ages. And they've never returned. As far as I know, as I said, this kingdom is very far away.
I just kind of look towards Mountain. I'm like, I don't say anything, I just stare.
I look over at him very confused.
You know, yeah, I think that's all we need to know for now.
At this point, he starts eyeing you a bit more, and he goes, "Now, have you ever thought about theta? You have quite the face for it. I like how defined your cheekbones are. It's very nice when you put some when you accent that with some makeup. It would look very nice, very regal, in fact."
I kind of pop my collar a bit, like kind of tug it down. Well, I've always kind of wanted to try it.
I think it'd be fitting for you. You have that elegance in your face. The elven blood within you mixes well with that human. You still have that relatable look to you that a human has, but the regalness of a mighty elf.
Now, listen, I'm pretty interested, right? But it's a little bit of a problem. Maybe I'm not exactly a book person.
You can't read.
Thank you, man.
Some of the finest playwrights out there even themselves could not read or write. They just simply spoke the words to their servants and had them write it for them. A creative mind doesn't require intelligence. It just requires bravery, my friend.
Very, very good. Okay, yeah. Is it a paid position? I would love to get paid. Personally,
Well, of course, I pay all my actors. I pay quite well as well. Sometimes he gives you a small wink. He goes, "Sometimes a bit more than money."
I look at him confused, not really understanding what he's trying to say.
I'm looking at both,
Alright.
like, back between both of them.
All right. Yeah, no, sure, I'm interested.
The party.
Sylvan, I don't know
party
if
of
you're very
gays.
interested in this one, but
At this point as well, he looks over at Hilltree because Hilltree starts piping up. And he goes, "What's the play?" He says that he looks up at you, Sonnen, as he asks that as well.
Oh God, how do I explain? It's people on a stage playing characters. Like, God, me no explain good. I mean, take it away.
Hilltree, it's
Sorry.
fun. It's dancing around for money. You're good at that. See, Hilltree here, he would be great for your king, not me. Hilltree, I feel like he would really bring something to the story.
Yeah, he'd be better off as a bush, to be honest.
No, you haven't seen his talent.
He just asked what a play is. He doesn't even know.
Give him a chance.
But to clarify it for you, my young goblin friend, a play is a way for us to capture moments in life that have emotion. We take the emotions people feel and find a way to convey that more as a expressionistic style. People take on roles. They act as other people and convey their stories or their ideas onto a stage for the common folk to watch and enjoy. I think that about sums it up correctly. Alright, so people get on stage and then they act like they're not them?
Hilltree, it's for entertainment purposes. It's like the
I
same
mean-
reason why someone gets on the stage and plays music.
Oh, okay. But what's so fun about playing as somebody else?
That's a good question. I look up at the people
I
at
don't
the
know,
table
Hilltree.
knowingly.
And then the episode ends and we never upload again.
That's the end.
Like, what's so fun about playing as characters?
I mean, it's a way to express yourself, say the things that you wouldn't normally say or do.
But I do that anyway.
Yeah, well, you know what, Hilltree? Not everyone can be as bold as you.
This got
He's
so
calling me bald.
fucking deep and meta.
Damn, this is meta as fuck.
What's the point?
Yes, Hilltree, you're fucking bald, okay? Is that what you wanted me to say? You're bald.
Okay, enough. Anyway, my
No.
finally newfound fellows. What you say? I'm a bit busy right now. We're still getting some of the stage work set up. Lots of running around here and there to do. I'm a very busy man. But how about tomorrow morning? If you come in, maybe a few of you could get some roles. We still are looking for some fill-ins, maybe some background characters. And of course, there would be payment involved. We can discuss that when we find out what role you're taking.
Sounds like a plan to me. We will be back then. I kind of like bow my head a
I
bit
so
and
dearly hope so. He
Someone
he rubs his
just kinda
hands together as he says that.
stares a little bit confused. Literally dense as a brick wall here. He's like, yeah, no, I hope I come back as well, I guess.
And I just start hastily walking away with Silman.
All right. As you guys are exiting, you're probably gonna run into Br'aad as you're exiting.
Thardo guy's rather pretty interesting guy. Oh, hey, Br'aad.
Silman, he was trying to fuck you.
Hey!
What? No.
At this point, in the distance, you just hear like him like clap a few times. He just goes, "All right, gentlemen, back to work."
Listen, Mountain, I would know if he was trying to fuck me.
Who was
He just
trying to fuck you?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Mountain
Br'aad.
seems to think the Dragonborn guy wants to fuck me.
Yeah. Silman's about to get clapped by a dragon.
I don't think that's gonna happen. Listen, I don't swing that way, man.
I don't think he cares what way
Not
you swing.
yet.
He's going to fuck you.
Well,
I don't think that's how that works,
like a
man.
really uncomfortable environment in there. How did it go?
No, actually, he's offering us some roles.
It
and play
happened.
potentially.
I tried to convince him Hiltree would make a good king. He didn't go for it. He said he would make a good bush.
I think he could do both flawlessly. Maybe at the same time.
That's what I said.
King Bush.
King
King
Hill
Bush.
Hilltree? No. King Bush. Well, I hope it all went well. Have you guys seen Taxi?
Fucking
no,
cat.
but-
No. The cat ran away and did some dumb. Who cares?
Why are you calling him why are you talking about him like that?
Well, I mean,
At this point,
Fucking
as you
Oh yeah.
when you said that, Mountain, as you say that, the Dragonborn actually bends over, kind of like over your shoulders, and goes, "Who's fucking a cat?"
Get the fuck off of me.
Oh no.
Sylvan kind of looks at. Last I checked, it was a drow elf, actually.
He goes, "Oh, anyway, he takes notice of Br'aad and goes, "Oh, I haven't seen you here before either." He very daintily puts a hand out. He'll shake yours.
I shake it.
He goes,
Nice
"It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance."
It's such a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Br'aad. What is yours?
Oh, choking on your words, I see. It's okay, it's okay. I know. I'm very beautiful.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, you can refer to me as Thardo.
Thotto?
Thardo.
Thotto. All right. Thotto. Well, it's very nice to meet you. But I think we're actually just heading out here.
Yep, so if you
Oh,
could
of
stop
course,
trying
of-
to fuck all my friends, we're gonna go. Thank you, goodbye.
Whoa, 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 hey.
I mean, is he wrong, though? Look me in the eyes.
I never said anything about that here. I just like to be friendly.
Insight check.
Go ahead and roll it.
That's not very good. Oh, that's even worse than I thought. 1.
Oh my god.
A 1? The best you can get about
Mountain,
this
he's
guy
just
is
trying
that
to be friendly.
the best thing you can get about this guy is that he is very openly flamboyant, but doesn't necessarily mean somebody is, of course, you know, of the swinging that way variety. He is very extravagant and
he's
very
obviously
over
trying
the
to
top.
Of course not. Mountain, that I
Listen,
cannot
listen.
believe that you would make that assumption.
Oh
my God.
Just
the
based-
insight check as well, just to
based
confirm his
on
own ideas.
purely
Go for
these
it.
short conversations.
I
Can
simply
we
overheard
please
some
stop
conversation,
discussing?
and I just came out here to see a new friendly face. I like to meet people.
That's right. He
And-
just overheard our conversation that he misunderstood as fucking a cat, and he's a nice dude, so he wanted to see what was going on.
It's a 15 plus 4.
A what?
19.
Okay. You get the gist that this man does indeed swing that way.
Okay.
Other than being a little too flirtatious, he doesn't seem to be necessarily full on coming on to anybody, but he just seems to have a very flirtatious attitude.
Listen, Mountain, I really don't think, let's just go to the tavern.
Someone who cares. Can we leave?
I just said that.
All right, let's.
That's literally what someone was saying. And you're like, so I don't care, let's just leave.
Mountain, that's an awful
I've been
idea.
tuning
Now
you
let's
out. Sorry.
scram.
Can we just go? Let's go. Okay, let's go.
I was into him.
go
I was
to the
into
tavern.
him for a second, but he's also very into him, so I'm not a fan of that.
As you guys begin to walk away, he goes, "Do come back soon."
Yes.
walks back
No.
I'm going back tomorrow morning. I really wanted to spot in the play, guys.
Oh, wait, did you get offered a spot in the play?
I mean, potentially. We're figuring it out tomorrow morning. Is the idea. And he's paying, and I need money, so, money's good.
Money
Not like we have anything else going on right now, anyways.
money is good. By the way, I sold that shard of expensivite that I discovered and named and mined
That
with
which?
my own 2 hands. Underground, the one I broke that that poisoned the cavern?
I don't, actually.
Oh,
I was dead.
you were. Well, Mountain, I think I poisoned you a little with that, so here's some insurance on that, and I give him 50 gold.
50 gold?
Yeah,
All right.
pocket
Hey,
pocket change.
Where's my piece?
Hilltree, you're rich.
Here, Hilltree, you can have 1 piece of gold.
I mean, all right. It's better than nothing, I guess.
Wait, did you get poisoned, Hilltree?
Oh yeah,
Actually got
of
poisoned.
course I got
All right,
poisoned.
no, we're not doing this.
What do you mean, bro?
I mean-
Of course you poisoned me. You don't remember? It hurt real bad.
He's guilt tripping you.
He's guilt tripping
Oh
you.
man, now I do remember. Actually, if I remember correctly, Hilltree, you're the one who poisoned me.
That's not true at all.
It absolutely is. I can't believe you did it. And you won't. You don't even have the.
Roll deception against Hilltree.
At least I have the guts to reimburse it. I'm disgusted in you.
Why are you being so rude to
I
everyone?
don't know, dude. I feel bad about it. I'm in too deep though. That's a 26.
Oh, I just gotta shut my mouth then.
No, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it,
Br'aad's the least favorite character of this arc.
guys.
Rest in-
I
Bron's the
hand
villain.
Hilltree another gold piece and don't say anything.
Oh. All right.
I'm
Alright.
changing my alignment to chaotic
Yeah.
evil on my sheet.
And I pat him on the head.
You gotta touch a tumor.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm gonna touch it.
That's okay. It happens.
That's okay. You start
All
growing
right.
a tumor on your head.
All right, so Taxi, you make your way to the blacksmith. As you walk inside, the actual it's a very small building. As you enter, the immediate open area is just this stoned room with a small sort of lava pit coming out of the side, just molten liquid put inside of a stone sort of welling. And this man is sitting next to it. You see a dragonborn, actually a little taller than you are, very burly. He's currently shirtless, just kind of hammering at a sword. He's currently shaping on an anvil. You can tell immediately as you walk in, you can feel the heat from this room coming off. It's extremely hot in here, especially for somebody like you, covered in fur. You feel immediately, you usually start sweating as you feel the heat hit you. The clanking of the hammer against the metal stops. The dragonborn looks up. He has green scaled skin. At some points it transitions almost like a tannish color on parts where the scales move to more of a hide. He kind of peeks up at you and he goes, "Oh, and how may I help you?"
Yeah, I was wondering if you actually, I don't think I've ever heard of this, but do you make iron boat quarterstaffs?
No. That would be quite unhandy. You see, a quarterstaff is made for swinging lightly. It's made to be more,
Right, I knew that, but I thought I would see, like... So, do you sell quarterstaffs here?
I could...
I know this is...
I could get you a quarterstaff, of course. Just not one made out of metal. That's a
No,
little...
I know. I just, see a whole bunch of iron here.
That would be very unhandy. That's more just a over-exaggerated club. Anyway, the blacksmith, the dragonborn, he gets up and he goes, excuse me, and he puts on a shirt and walks out to go over the counter. He kind of just leans against it. Behind the counter, there is a display, a few swords, some axes that are put up against the wall, and then inside the display, actually in the counter, there are some shields, bracers, pieces of maybe greaves, gauntlets.
Right, I have the shield that I really need to get rid of, and this, I would be willing to trade this scimitar in for that quarterstaff or purchase it if it's more expensive than this sword.
Of course. Let me see it.
Alright, I hand him the shield that I've been carrying for no reason and the scimitar.
Alright, so he looks at the shield, and he goes, hasn't been used very much. That's a good sign.
No.
Hasn't been polished either, so the metal's getting a little scuffed. But it's not a problem, I can buff that out myself. I'd say that's probably worth about... I'd take it for 6 gold. He sets it down on the counter, and then he takes the scimitar from your hand, looks at it as well. He goes, this is a little bit more well-worn than the shield. But the blade's still alright, just needs a bit of work on it. Craftsmanship's very basic. I'd say this and the shield, I'd probably take it for around 26 gold.
Alright, and that... Does he have more than one quarterstaff, or does he have, like... Do they look different, or are they just super basic?
He goes, I mean, if you wanted a quarterstaff, I'm not going to lie to you. They're a dime a dozen. With this amount of money, you could have probably enough to fill an entire bloody house with just fucking quarterstaffs.
Do it, no balls.
A quarterstaff is literally 2 silver pieces.
Alright.
A quarterstaff literally costs 2 silver.
I've heard of quarterstaffs are imbued with magic, and I doubt that there's such a thing in this town, but I'm looking for one eventually.
I personally don't have any magical items. What I can get for you, because I'm such a nice guy, I'd say, give me a day. I'll go pick up a quarterstaff from the Fletcher. And I can make some works to it. Add a bit more to it, shape it up a bit and make it easy to swing around. Maybe add some metal to the ends, so just a bit more when you hit it just right. It wouldn't be cheap to craft something like that. It would take me a lot of time actually, so probably more than a day. But I think I honestly need the money. I'd do it for 200 gold, but that's the least.
Alright. Well, I think for now, I will take one of the quarterstaffs back there for 2 silver, and then in a little bit of time, I may come back here for that.
I mean, that works for me. Yeah, I can give you a quarterstaff.
Alright, that works.
Alright.
So at the moment, I won't be able to pay for such a weapon.
It's understandable. Craftsmanship is very expensive. It's not cheap. Takes a lot of time to craft something masterfully like that. Now, is there anything else you might need? Ammunition, maybe some other weapons.
For me, I don't think so, but I have friends here that I'll maybe send them to you.
Are you sure? I mean, you could have maybe some darts. Something easy to throw, more range.
Sure. Do you what throwing weapons do you have?
Well, very simply, I do have darts. Darts are quite easy, quite cheap. Other than that, you can grab a sling, maybe.
You know, why not? I'll take some of your darts. I'll buy 5 darts and his sling, and then I'll head to the tavern.
Okay, so you get back 25 gold pieces, and then 6 silver and 5 copper as well. And then you acquire a quarterstaff, a sling, and 5 darts.
All right, thank you. I'll probably see you again once I have money, and then I'll run away.
Well, I'll get back to work then. It was a pleasure to meet you.
You as well.
Taxi's already gone. He ran.
He goes back to taking his shirt off, and he sits back down at the anvil.
Is it around lunchtime yet or not?
It would probably not, honestly. It's probably been about, because the town's so small, traveling around like that, it's probably been about 2.5 hours at most. But you could, if for brevity's sake, if you guys want to just go to the tavern and hang out until lunchtime, you can just do that.
Let's just waste our time till lunchtime.
Yep,
get
sounds
a haircut.
good.
Anybody else want to do anything else, or is that good? Was that just good with everyone? That sound.
I think we're good.
We're
for now.
good.
Okay. So, we can, what I think we shall do is you guys sit back down, you guys get to the tavern, you sit down, relax, maybe have a few drinks, nothing too alcoholic, but maybe, just sit down and enjoy a meal or something on the house, talk to Hera for a bit, and we could go ahead and wrap up today's session. And that also give you guys time, since Mountain and Velrissa, you're wanting haircuts. Why don't you go and design yourself some new haircuts? Go, figure out exactly what you want it to look like before next session, and then you can go and get a nice little haircut.
Hell yeah!
So I hope that was a good session for everybody. A lot of interesting things happened. Nothing too crazy. However, Br'aad does now have a familiar, and quite a familiar it is. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, shout out to all of our amazing patrons. Read this if you're not a nerd. Jacob Archer, Divinator, Andrew, Malamber, Nivak, Trash, McChex, Oathkeeper, Pi Incorporated, Samantha Don, Melia Nito, Aethior Haraldson, Horoku Magawa, Jay Newell, Birth Pains of Astral Projection, Lil Bean Entertainment, Charlie Harris, Claudie, Read This If You're a Big Nerd, Cosmic Chaos, Lighty, Helios, Shea Payton, Alexandra Coyne, and Charles Young.